Okay, so I went to the Joseph Hartman's show at the Campus Art Gallery on Thursday night at 6 o'clock. They had a reception at 7 and he did an artist talk at 6 o'clock. And I just stayed for the artist talk. And it's a sort of a funny thing is I'm not antisocial. I'm a pretty social guy. I like being by myself. But I can also work in crowds and that sort of thing. I've done fundraising and I've done political stuff, and I know how to work a room and that sort of thing. But it was interesting because I really don't go to a lot of. I go to galleries, and I don't do a lot of galleries, but when I know there's an artist I'm interested in, I will make a special effort to go to that artist, but usually not when there's an artist talk or that. I usually miss that. I usually find out after the fact that there's been, someone's been talking about something. And so this was a kind of a rare occasion where I knew ahead of time that the artist was going to give a talk. And I really liked the artist and his work, but I tell you, I'm not that comfortable in an artist crowd. Like I think I saw Charles Meanwell, an artist, a Hamilton artist I really like. He's a painter. He's represented by Toronto by a very good gallery, and his girlfriend, wife, I'm not sure if they're married, is also represented by the same gallery, and she does urban landscapes, which always attracts my attention. And but unfortunately I didn't get I would have said hi, but I wasn't 100% sure it was him. And when I was ready to go and see and check with him and see if that was who it was, he had disappeared into the crowd somewhere. Didn't ask any questions, and I left since the crowd was going. Oh, I saw an artist she used to be at Curry's. She used to work at Curry's, and then she had a couple kids, and so she stopped working at Curry, and she needed to devote it more between kids and art. I think she couldn't afford that third juggling ball. Now I don't know. We just nodded to each other. So I'm kind of curious what what she's up to these days. She also, I think, worked at the gallery as well, but I can't quite remember. Actually, she might be working at the gallery full time back in the collections. So anyhow, it's just I found it very interesting, my reaction to being at an artist talk and being with a crowd, an intelligent crowd, a crowd that asked a lot of good questions. I think probably partly drawn in by the fact that his father is John Hartman and an alumni of the university, and Joseph is also an alumni of the university. It's very funny how you react to situations like that, and it sort of gives me more of appreciation of why I don't really hang out with artists. So this is partly why I do this. When you walk into an art gallery, it's very intimidating, and you sort of don't know what kind of questions to ask. I try to, my advantage, I guess, of going in and talking to a gallery owner or to an artist is I approach it from an artist's perspective about, the techniques and how you do stuff and what's your themes and interests, which I suppose is what other people would ask, collectors would ask as well. But, I kind of know the other side of the fence, so it gives me a way of kind of getting around it. But, for the average person walking off the street, it can be a very intimidating experience. And even for myself, I was quite actually amazed how uncomfortable I was there. I enjoyed listening to his talk. His talk was really good. One of the better ones. He talked about his technique, his approach to his art. He was very organized. He did a very good job. But at the end of the day, I didn't feel comfortable in asking questions, and I didn't feel comfortable really mingling because it's such a sort of artificial situation. So anyhow, I just needed to make a sort of a visual note of that, sort of awkwardness I rediscovered in myself. Yeah, it's funny. I don't hang out with artists, and I only go to art shows that I really like. And a lot of times because I find I get overly influenced. It's sort of like I get caught up in the latest trend or wave in art, and that kind of starts. Then I start going, oh, maybe I should explore that, and that kind of pushes me off track, and then I'm like going off into a different direction that turns to be a dead end because it's not my own. It's not coming out of me. It's coming out of someone else, and they've already done it, and they're moving on to a new area, and I'm still working on sort of the remains of problems they were working on 2 or 3 years ago. So anyhow, I just thought I'd make mention of it because this is an interesting experience. So take care. Nice seeing you again. Bye.